PewDiePie just doesn't get it. Now, normally I don't make videos about drama on YouTube, but I felt it was important to make a distinction this time because I do like his content as a creator, and everyone feels the, backlash in some way. And I can also relate, being a very frequent streamer, to how frustrating it can be when you're expressing yourself free flow for hours on end for a live audience. However, I don't think that this situation should be taken lightly, and I honestly don't think he deserves forgiveness. And I don't think he doesn't deserve forgiveness because of what he said necessarily, but I think because of the situation at hand and the lack of change in behavior. Now, without getting too psychological about it, if you readily compare this situation to the previous situation involving Fiverr, you can see that there is almost no similarities. The Fiverr situation was contextually and premeditated as a joke. That was plain and simple. It didn't go off well. It was a bad joke, but that was the intended audience and that was the intended message. Look how insane and ridiculous this website can become, and I'm going to show you the darkest side of it. This situation was someone losing control over their words and saying a word that they appear to be comfortable saying off camera. And I say that because of the way that it was delivered. Now, I'm not a linguist and I'm not someone who can analyze someone's speech patterns to determine whether it's a word they've never used before or a word that they've used several times before. But there are certain words that if you don't use them, they fall out of use. And even though they may be in your brain, they're not part of your vernacular. So it's more difficult to just blurt them out all of a sudden. Whereas words that you use a lot tend to come more readily from within, especially in a heat of the moment situation like a live stream. I know I've said things that I don't normally say on a live stream, but the vast majority of the swear words and insane things that I say are part of my everyday language, and I use them at least semi-frequently. In addition, I think that this episode is in stark contrast to the words that he echoed maybe 3 weeks earlier, revolving around his supposed connection to, Nazis and the Charlottesville issues and the insanity that was going on there. And PewDiePie, made an effort in a 4-minute video to distance himself from those people and say, hey, I'm not your poster boy. But now, what are you? It's very confusing. It's contradictory. And that's why I think there shouldn't be any forgiveness. Because if someone doesn't learn the first time, okay, then they say they're going to learn, then they don't learn. What are you really left with? You're left with someone who either doesn't understand, because they're not intelligent enough, which isn't the case, or they don't get it and they don't care to get it yet. And the best way to make someone care about getting it and getting with it and getting with the program, hello 21st century, hello the year that we're in, is a lack of forgiveness, which would probably end up being punishment as well. And again, that sounds crazy or whatever. Obviously, I'm not going to be the one to do it, but I think it just needed to be said. Take care.